Have you ever wondered why some countries and cities around the world have no mosques? Despite Islam being one of the world's major religions, there are places where the presence of mosques is non-existent or extremely rare. In this video, we'll explore 10 countries and cities where mosques are notably absent and delve into the reasons behind their absence. 1. Vatican City. Vatican City, the world's smallest independent state, serves as the spiritual and administrative heart of the Roman Catholic Church. As the center of Catholicism, Vatican City is unique in its religious exclusivity, with the Pope being its leader and the city's cultural and religious life deeply rooted in Catholic traditions. Given its role as the epicenter of the Catholic faith, the presence of mosques is non-existent. The city's religious and cultural landscape is centered entirely around Roman Catholic practices, leaving no space or demand for mosques. This absence is a reflection of the Vatican's role as the seat of Catholicism, with a population and governance structure that align exclusively with Christian teachings. 2. San Marino. San Marino, a landlocked microstate surrounded by Italy, is one of the world's oldest republics with a deeply rooted Catholic heritage. The country's population is predominantly Roman Catholic, reflecting its long history of religious and cultural alignment with Christianity. The absence of mosques in San Marino is largely due to its religious composition and the lack of a significant Muslim community. San Marino's small size and its historical focus on preserving its Catholic traditions mean that there has been little impetus for the establishment of mosques or Islamic cultural institutions. Furthermore, San Marino's status as a small independent republic with a population of about 35,000 people means that its religious infrastructure is primarily shaped by its predominant Christian community. The country's focus on maintaining its Catholic identity and traditions has resulted in a lack of diversity in religious practices, including the absence of mosques. The demographic and cultural factors contribute to the country's religious uniformity, with no significant presence of Islamic communities necessitating the construction of mosques. If you are enjoying the video, please support us by subscribing to our channel, click the like button, and share the video. It means a lot to us. Thank you. 3. Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein, a small principality located between Switzerland and Austria, is characterized by its predominantly Christian population, with Roman Catholicism being the largest denomination. The absence of mosques in Liechtenstein can be attributed to its religious and cultural demographics. With a population of just over 39,000 people, the principality has a well-established Christian community and a lack of significant Muslim representation. This demographic composition contributes to the absence of mosques, as there has been little need or demand for Islamic places of worship. 4. Andora. Andora, nestled between France and Spain in the Pyrenees Mountains, is known for its predominantly Christian population, primarily Roman Catholic. The absence of mosques in Andorra is a result of its religious composition and lack of significant Muslim communities. With a population of around 77,000 people, Andorra's religious infrastructure is largely shaped by its Catholic heritage, leaving little room for Islamic places of worship. The country's focus on maintaining its Christian traditions and culture has led to the absence of mosques. Moreover, Andorra's small size and relatively homogeneous population mean that the demand for mosques or Islamic institutions is minimal. The country's religious and cultural practices are centered around Christianity, which influences the development and establishment of religious buildings. The lack of a substantial Muslim population in Andorra further explains the absence of mosques, as the country's religious infrastructure is designed to serve its predominant Christian community. 5. Monaco. Monaco, a city-state on the French Riviera, is renowned for its affluence and tourism-driven economy. The population of Monaco is predominantly Roman Catholic, reflecting the city's deep-rooted Catholic traditions. The absence of mosques in Monaco is a direct result of its religious composition and cultural focus. With a population of around 39,000 people, Monaco's religious infrastructure caters primarily to its Christian residents, leaving no space or need for mosques. Additionally, Monaco's status as a luxury destination with a focus on high-end tourism and entertainment means that its cultural and religious life is oriented around Christian practices. The absence of a significant Muslim community in Monaco further diminishes the need for mosques. The city-state's emphasis on maintaining its Catholic heritage and catering to its affluent visitors contributes to the lack of Islamic places of worship. 6. Tonga. Tonga, an island nation in the South Pacific, has a predominantly Christian population, with the majority adhering to the Free Wesleyan Church. The absence of mosques in Tonga can be attributed to its religious composition and the minimal presence of a Muslim community. The island nation's cultural and religious practices are deeply rooted in Christianity, with little demand for Islamic places of worship. The small size and homogeneous religious demographic contribute to the absence of mosques. Furthermore, Tonga's geographic isolation and relatively small population limit the establishment of diverse religious institutions. The focus on Christian practices and the lack of a significant Muslim population mean that there has been little impetus for the construction of mosques. Tonga's religious landscape is shaped by its predominant Christian traditions, reinforcing the absence of Islamic places of worship. 7. Kiribati. Kiribati, located in the central Pacific Ocean, is a predominantly Christian nation, with most residents adhering to Roman Catholicism and Protestantism. The absence of mosques in Kiribati reflects its religious demographics, as the Muslim population is negligible. The country's cultural and religious practices are deeply rooted in Christianity, and there has been little need or demand for Islamic places of worship. Additionally, Kiribati's remote location and small population size contribute to the lack of mosques. The country's religious infrastructure is designed to cater to its Christian majority, leaving no significant space for Islamic institutions. The absence of a substantial Muslim community in Kiribati further explains why mosques are not present, reflecting the country's predominantly Christian religious landscape. 8. Nauru. Nauru, a small island country in Micronesia, has a predominantly Christian population, with the majority adhering to the Church of Christ and other Christian denominations. The absence of mosques in Nauru can be attributed to its religious composition and the minimal presence of a Muslim community. The island nation's cultural and religious practices are centered around Christianity, with little demand for Islamic places of worship. Furthermore, Nauru's small size and limited population mean that there has been little impetus for the establishment of mosques. The focus on maintaining Christian traditions and the lack of a significant Muslim population contribute to the absence of mosques. Nauru's religious infrastructure reflects its predominantly Christian demographic, reinforcing the absence of Islamic institutions. 9. Tuvalu. Tuvalu, one of the smallest and most remote island nations in the Pacific Ocean, has a predominantly Christian population. The majority of Tuvaluans adhere to Protestant Christianity, and the Muslim population is virtually non-existent. The absence of mosques in Tuvalu is a direct result of its religious composition and lack of significant Muslim representation. The country's cultural and religious practices are deeply rooted in Christianity, leaving little need for Islamic places of worship. Additionally, Tuvalu's geographic isolation and small population size limit the establishment of diverse religious institutions. The focus on Christian practices and the absence of a notable Muslim community mean that mosques have not been established. Tuvalu's religious landscape is shaped by its Christian traditions, reinforcing the absence of Islamic places of worship. 10. Palau. Palau, an island country in the western Pacific Ocean, has a predominantly Christian population, with most residents adhering to Roman Catholicism and Protestantism. The absence of mosques in Palau can be attributed to its religious demographics and the minimal presence of a Muslim community. The country's cultural and religious practices are centered around Christianity, with little demand for Islamic places of worship. Moreover, Palau's small size and relatively homogeneous population contribute to the lack of mosques. The country's religious infrastructure is primarily designed to serve its Christian majority, leaving no significant space for Islamic institutions. The absence of a substantial Muslim population in Palau further explains why mosques are not present, reflecting the country's predominantly Christian religious landscape. What do you think about the religious diversity and infrastructure in these places? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this exploration of global religious landscapes, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content.